Hello everyone, this is Matt from Real World Review, and today we're going to be unboxing the Halo version of the Xbox Series X. Now this is something that I look forward to because the design just honestly looks amazing, and this is definitely a special Xbox, so let's just get it open. So I'm not really going to show you what's on the outside or, on each panels. I'm just going to take a picture and show you right now because there is so much to talk about on these panels. I'm honestly kind of surprised how much effort they put into detailing all these boxes and everything that comes with it. So let's just get it opened up. Let's try to pull this tab right here. And I hate this type of adhesive because I want to keep this box in the best condition that it can be, but you can already see it's kind of wrinkling right here. So that's kind of frustrating. And we pulled this one on the bottom and it immediately ripped the outside piece. And at this point, I wanted to just throw the box because they use this horrible adhesive. I honestly hate this adhesive, but let's just rip it off and deal with the situation that we have now. And then there's these other pieces, but that's on the actual box itself, so let's do that later. So we can take off the sleeve, and again, we get this awesome look, which I'll show you some more pictures right now. And honestly, I'm surprised at the detail they went through on this. I had the Xbox 360 Halo 3 edition, and I don't remember them putting this much detail on the box. This is also the 20-year edition, so maybe that's why they're doing it, but either way, it's pretty cool. So let's rip off these pull tabs and finally get it open. Here's the actual Xbox itself, which looks pretty cool. It has a little Halo Army logo right here and shows a little Xbox and says 117, which I thought maybe this was like the 117th version. No, it's just a Halo thing. But everything's pretty standard in here. You get the HDMI cable, you get the power cable. That's pretty normal. You get the safety information, and then we get the controller, which is actually different. On the back it says 20 years, which is a common theme, but the biggest thing is the grip on this. It actually has like a silicone texture on it, and it just feels so nice. The Xbox Series X controller was honestly horrible, and I always thought it was the worst thing, but this controller definitely shows that they agree as well that their controller is horrible, and they made this one so much better. Just from the grips and just from the actual texture on the front itself, it is so much better. It's still not as good as the PlayStation 5 in my opinion, but it is definitely a way better option than the regular one. So I highly recommend getting a controller like this. Then you got the AA batteries, which honestly I thought was stupid, but it makes sense why they accept AA batteries. But again, you're going to be close to your console, just plug it into the USB-C port on the top. Then we'll take out the Xbox itself, but then there's this little pamphlet right here, which is how you get Halo Infinite. Well, not really. It just tells you that it's going to be sent to your actual console. There's no code or anything like that, which I think is kind of interesting, but it's also kind of weird. Like when you set it up, it asks you, do you want to download Halo Infinite or do you want to wait? I think that's kind of a strange thing. I'm not sure if that's a one-time thing, if it just gets put onto my account and then that's it. But either way, it is kind of an interesting thing. But let's put this all to the side and just see how the Xbox actually looks. And again, little things like this, you see this little star pattern sprinkled everywhere. You even see it on this little cover that goes over the Xbox, which is normally just a flat black. So again, it's very small details that they just sprinkle all over this. Literally, because that's what the stars look like. But either way, let's carefully open this up like I normally do so I can preserve everything. The back is actually fairly normal. It's just a regular back. It says celebrating 20 years, so that's pretty normal. But on the top, you can see even the little things, like for example, instead of green, it's blue. It has the stars on the top, and even the fan has stars in it, which honestly I think is pretty awesome. Then on the sides, you get this little design that you should know by now. Apparently if you use a black light it changes, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is these pieces are actually etched in. So it technically changes the design of the shell on the Xbox Series X, which I think is pretty cool. It's not just like painted on here or just a look. Then you get things like the Xbox logo is gold instead of the normal black and white, which I think is pretty cool. Even on the bottom there's little stars, which you're not going to even look at the bottom most of the time unless you have it sideways like this. And honestly, I think this looks absolutely amazing. I have it next to my PlayStation 5, and I think while the PlayStation 5 looks kind of cool with the D-brand skin on it, I feel like this Xbox just looks perfect how it is. If you can get a hold of it, that would be awesome. It's actually not that bad. It's $550, which normally they're $500, but it comes with Halo Infinite included, which is generally like $50 to $70 anyway. So you're not really losing out on money, and you're getting a much better design, not to mention a much better controller setup. And it makes different sounds too, which is kind of interesting. When you power it on, it sounds like this. And when you power it off, it sounds like this. And when you take out the disc, it makes this noise. And just for context, this is what the original Xbox Series X sounds like when you turn it on, when you turn it off, and when you eject the disc. I didn't really dig too far into the user experience, but I didn't really notice any like different things, like any themes or anything like that, which is strange because I did have those on the original Xbox 360 Halo Edition. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video just as much as I enjoyed looking at this console. Honestly, it looks awesome. But let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section or message me on Twitter. I am keeping this for indefinitely, probably. And as always, thanks for watching.